Hi, this is Vicki with Learning Home Volunteers, and welcome to our session on pumpkins. Maybe you and your family are actually going to visit a pumpkin patch where you'll get to pick your own pumpkins right out of the field. Some of the pumpkins are tiny and some are super large. Some pumpkins are orange, but they actually come in lots of different colors, including white. Some pumpkins are grown to be eaten and are used in soups and breads and pies. But maybe you'll see a different use of them in your neighborhood on October 31st. Some are carved to make either a scary or friendly face. Well, as usual, all of our learning sessions come with books, so let's go through those. I love our collection of pumpkin books, actually starting with this great nonfiction offering about the field table journey of this year's pumpkin pie. The pictures are great and show all the different stages our pumpkins went through to get to our table. The next book, called The Very Best Pumpkin, is about a little boy named Peter who finds this lone pumpkin in his field and decides to turn it into the very best pumpkin. Our last book, Day of the Dead, shares some of the traditions of Day of the Dead celebrated in Mexico and Central American countries. And yes, even in the US here, we have big festivals that'll happen in Redwood City and in San Jose. As with all pumpkins the ones you've received, they were grown in big fields, which some people call pumpkin patches. A single pumpkin seed can actually yield many, many pumpkins as it makes flowers. They plant the seed, which grows into vines, and on those vines, there'll be flowers grown. So we're going to create our own pumpkin patch with just our thumb, some paper, and a little bit of orange paint. So using your thumb, you want to dip your finger into the paint and then press your thumb where you think a pumpkin should go. And now you have one pumpkin in your pumpkin patch. How many are there going to be? Well, this is activity number 2, pumpkin letter writing, and it seems like we should practice the letter P for pumpkin, or if you speak Spanish, the letter C. You can use your letter cards to help them provide with a way of them to looking at what the letter looks like. Pour the colored salt into the plate that's been provided, and then your learner can try making the letters using their finger in the salt. We've included a number of sheets of paper to talk about the stages of pumpkin growth and also some exploration, but let's talk about the pumpkin growth first. As with most plants, the process begins by planting a seed. The seed is planted into the ground and then covered with soil. The seed then grows into a seedling, which pops out on the top of the soil, looks something like this. Then it grows long vines with big leaves that look like this. And at some point along that vine, we'll see a flower that actually appears. Flowers almost always turn into fruit. In this case, it'll turn into a pumpkin, which starts out green until it goes to its final color. Now, you guys have been given orange pumpkins, but as you saw in our first slides, pumpkins can come in lots of colors. We've also included sheets to help guide the exploration of the pumpkin. Pumpkins are actually really cool, and even if this isn't your first pumpkin, each of them is unique. So we have provided a set of questions to answer and a drawing of a pumpkin that you can then make look like yours by coloring it. This section will allow you to practice measuring, do a little science, and finally you'll get to open up your pumpkin and see what's inside. These pumpkins are called sugar pumpkins, and the flesh can be eaten, soup, pie, roasted. And the seeds can be planted or dried out and toasted for eating. And that's all for this section.